Let's be real. Most people start the new year full of excitement and highly motivated to achieve their goals. But I was shocked to learn that by mid-February, 80% have actually quit their New Year's resolutions. So why does this happen? Why does this happen when you're highly motivated and you have a vision for what you want your life and business to look like? But then maybe life gets in the way or doubt starts to creep in. And that's when your motivation fades. And if this has happened to you, I want you to know that it's not because you're lazy, and it's definitely not because you're not good enough. It's probably because you're missing one of these key ingredients for success: confidence in yourself, confidence in your action plan, or the mindset to follow through. If those three things aren't in place, you won't have the motivation to follow through, period. But with all three in place, it's just a matter of time before your dream becomes your reality. So let's break them down. First, let's talk about having confidence in yourself. If you knew with absolute certainty that you're going to follow through, if you knew that you would be successful with your plan this year, how would you feel? Think about that for a second and let me know in the comments. Would you feel excited, confident, empowered? These are the feelings that will motivate you to take consistent action towards your goals. Our feelings matter because our feelings drive our actions. When I was certified as a mindset coach, I learned that the mindset model is that our thoughts create our feelings motivate our actions, and ultimately our actions give us our results. So we create feelings by what we choose to think. One of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself is, what am I willing to say to myself to generate the emotion that I need to achieve this goal? I generate excitement by telling myself that I'm creating more opportunities every day to connect with my ideal clients. I would love to hear from you. What affirmation are you willing to tell yourself to generate that confidence and motivation to achieve your goals this year? Let's support each other by dropping those affirmations in the comments. And I have a whole list of affirmations that I repeat to myself in the mirror every day. And what helps me feel excited and motivated to do more is telling myself all of these affirmations. And we have to be intentional about what we tell ourselves because our thoughts create our results. So this is something that I help my clients do with every session. But there will be times that we fail in business. Even Grant Cardone talks about this in his book, The 10X Rule. He expected that his business would take off right away, but it took him 3 years to get it to where he wanted it to be. As business owners, we've got to have the tenacity and the resilience, right, to handle the ups and downs. And when you have confidence in yourself, you trust that despite the setbacks, you will always figure it out. This is another one of my favorite affirmations that has served me very well in both my life and my business. I know that I always figure it out. But it's not enough just to have that belief in ourselves. We also must have belief in our action plan. If you don't believe in your strategy, if you're constantly doubting, then it's so easy to get distracted by all the shiny objects. And instead of being laser focused on your action plan, you'll find yourself spending way too much time going down the rabbit hole of the internet searching for answers. And when you spend all of your time searching for answers thinking, what I'm doing isn't working, then what you're not doing is following through on your action plan. You need that certainty and confidence that your plan will work. When I heard Jeffrey Gitomer say in his audiobook, The Little Red Book of Selling, the secret to sell success is to keep your pipeline full, that's when everything fell into place for me. I thought to myself, I have the strategies. I have an amazing lead generation strategy so that I can connect with my ideal clients with ease. I know how to keep my pipeline full, and that created the certainty and the confidence that I needed to follow through consistently. And I was able to create that consistent flow of my ideal clients in my business. And this is the process that I now teach my clients. But it's not enough just to have the strategy, because no matter what strategy you choose, it's not going to work unless you follow through with the strategy, right? Let's be honest. How many programs have you bought that you were excited about, but then you didn't follow through? I'll admit it, I've been there before. Many times the reason why we don't achieve our goals is not because we're lacking strategy. In this information age that we live in, it's easy to find strategy, but the problem arises when we don't follow through on our strategy. And the only reason why we do or do not do anything is because of mindset. Because again, our thoughts create our results. And here's the problem. 80% of our thoughts are negative automatically, according to the National Science Foundation. It's because we've all evolved from these primitive brains that want to keep us in the safety zone of exactly where we are today. Our brains just want us to seek pleasure, conserve energy, and avoid pain. This is why your brain might tell you things like, I don't have time, or who am I to do this? Or what if I fail? So we have to learn to talk back to our brains and really drive those intentional positive thoughts, because only positive thoughts will motivate us to take that action. I encourage you to step into the identity of your future self who has already achieved the goal. What would that person say to themselves? Because the key to consistency is identity. Just like when you see yourself as an awesome mom, you naturally prioritize your kids. Or if you see yourself as an athlete, you train like one. Or if you see yourself as a successful business owner, you show up consistently, get more visible with your value, and schedule your time like a boss. I tell myself I'm the most consistent person I know. When you identify as someone who follows through, you follow through. Success is not in the thought, it's in the action taken because of it. And this is a quote from the book Thoughts Are Things by Bob Proctor. But I would add something to that success actually starts with the thought. But that book is based on the principles of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And he believed that the implementation is the key to success. You can have the best, most effective strategy in the world. But it only works if you follow through with the strategy, right? And you're consistent with the high impact money-making activities that drive revenue. It only works if you work it. So if you want 2026 to be different this year, if you want the motivation and the confidence and consistency to be successful in business and to achieve your goals, I'd love to invite you to a complimentary business breakthrough session. We'll talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and create a clear plan to help you get there. I'd love to help you create the confidence and mindset to follow through. DM me or comment breakthrough, and I'll personally send you the link to schedule a time to talk. This can be your breakthrough year, and you don't have to do it alone.